Namaste. Welcome to Watch and Learn Hindi. In today's video, I will address an issue that many people face when learning Hindi through English. As you might know, Hindi is written in Devanagari script, and you can see some of the letters of that script on the top part of your screen. But if you are trying to learn Hindi through English, then you most probably are reading Hindi words written in Roman script, which you can see in the lower part of your screen. And there lies the problem. Because sometimes a single English letter is used to represent more than one Hindi letter. And one such English letter is D. When used to write Hindi words, it can represent three different Hindi letters. So today, I will tell you the correct pronunciation of each of these three Hindi letters and the words which contain these letters. This is important because one, it will improve your vocabulary, and second, as I will also show you that replacing one of these letters with another can completely change the meaning of a word. But before we start, please subscribe to my channel, and after this video, check out some of the other videos. If you would like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. The link is in the description. And don't forget to like this video. Let's start. So the English letter is D, and the first Hindi letter it can represent is the. The, as in the English word the, or feather, or gather. Again, the pronunciation is the. The second letter is D. D, as in card, day, or dam. And the third letter is R. R. And this is a sound that you don't hear in English but is part of many Hindi words. So now that you know how each letter sounds, let us learn a few Hindi words containing each of these letters. Practice along if you like. Let's start with the. And the first word is dashak. Dashak, which means a decade in English. Darpan. Darpan, which means mirror. Dama. Dama, which is asthma. So these first three words started with the letter the, but the can also be in the middle or end of a word. And here is an example where the is in the middle. Kadam. Kadam, which means a step, like take a step. Here, on reading God, you might want to read it as God, but it is actually in Hindi, it's pronounced God. Think of it as Go, go, and D represents the. So it is God, which means lap. Next, let's look at the letter D. And the first word is Dakar. Dakar, which means belch. Next is Dabba. Dabba, which is a box. Dark, dark, male. Again, these first three words started with d, but d can occur in the middle and the end of a word too. For example, nidar, nidar, which means fearless. Dar is fear, nidar is fearless. Sand, sand, bull. And now let's look at the last letter, r. And unlike the and the, there are no words starting with r, but it can be in the middle or end of a word. For example, here it is in the middle. Sadak, sadak, which means road. Khidki, khidki, window. Ped, ped, tree. Kapda, kapda, cloth. Ghoda, ghoda, horse. So these were some example words with either the, or the in them. Now let's see what happens if we replace one letter for another. We will start with the versus the. So here the spelling is D-A-R. So D can either be pronounced as the or the. If we use the word will be dar. And if we use da, it will be dar. Dar means rate, as in interest rate. Dar, as you might remember, means fear, because nidar was fearless. Next is dus. We can read it as thus or thus. Thus is 10, as in number 10, and thus is a sting, like a scorpion sting or a snake bite also. This one can be read either as dal or dal. Dal is pulses, as in lentil, and dal is a tree branch. So these were the versus the. Next, let's look at the versus r. So B-A-A-D can be either bad or bad. If it is bad, it means later. Bad is hedge, as you have hedge around your house, around the garden. Next can be sada or sada. Sada is forever or always, depending on the context. And sada is the masculine version of the word rotten, as in sada phal, rotten fruit, because phal is masculine. This can be either sadi or sadi. Sadi is a century, sadi is the feminine version of the word rotten, as in sadi sabji, rotten vegetable, because sabji is feminine in Hindi. This can be sadi or sadi. Sadi is simple, feminine. Sari is a garment worn by women. So these were all the examples of the versus r. I hope this video has helped you differentiate between the, d, and r. And the more words you learn and practice with these letters, the easier it will become for you to figure when to use each of these letters. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notification when a new video is posted.